This one here, I love this picture because at first glance, it is as abstract as you could possibly imagine, and then you kind of hone in on it and you realize he's probably
It's a hula dancers in Maui, Hawaii. Yeah, I like I like their costumes and their. I mean, because they are extraordinarily attractive women. Photographs them front, you know. But I love that. It's something sensuality in simplicity of it.
Well, what comes with doing performance too is that you have this sort of built-in theater, which allows you to kind of focus on what a composition is.
It's same like this one. If this was video and kept on going, you wouldn't have had the serendipity of catching all those layers and all.
That's the picture I was talking about, which I think it's like a three-dimensional experience. It's almost like a hologram.
Yes, it's a bit more like, because it's a depth of field, because Merce Cunningham used the stage in all depth, you know, and I was really very close, you know. And who is in focus? It's the woman who is not moving, obviously. And the faster you run, the blurrier you get. Obviously, it's simple.
It's such a low angle on that photograph that it gave everybody almost the same importance.
Because I was at the level of the stage, you know, my camera was almost on the floor.
Color is, we all see in color. And the camera sees it in a much more vibrant way than the human eye ever does.
I wanted to see how you'd respond to these, Misha, without giving too much away. Just tell me what you see.
Well, it's oil, it's spill, in my view, yes? But it's a kind of interesting that the beauty and horrific aspect of this in the same bed. But it's amazing images.
For Ben, I think this is such a departure, and this is very much about movement.
Like, you know, some of my images, I was looking for a painterly kind of aspect of it. This woman, she's a pole dancer, and I said that this is my Saint Sebastian, because she was kind of, you know what I mean? The only thing is missing is Ara. I mean, in film, Just a Dance, you don't see that moment, which I think for me is the most memorable.
Yeah, it's a visceral experience, but when it happens, it's like, you know, there's that one moment that it just all came together and you were in the right
that's
place.
why I like the flatness of it, you know, because for me, otherwise I would just see the dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more of a tangible experience.
I think that's what's amazing about photography is that you don't know what's happening before or what's going to happen after. All you have is that one instant where you press the shutter button and it records, and you can assume so many things, and that's what sort of takes it beyond the realm of looking at a video of anything, really. And I try to think of like our memories, but like most of my memories are stills.
This is our fishbowl here that I'm going to share with you. Actually, why don't you ask the first one, Ben?
Let me ask the first one.
Ask Misha one.
Are the recent changes in photography positive or negative?
I think positive. I think socio-political situation conducts development in art as art and art as a journalism. Where are your favorite places or environments to take pictures?
My favorite places?
Yeah.
Here or in general? Like,
well, would you say if one place came to mind that you just was inspiring to you as a location?
Well, I'll give it with the American slant because I'm home. But Union Station, Washington, D.C., about 11:30 in winter months is 11:30 a.m. It's amazing. Because it has these high arches at the front, and the light kind of streams in just enough, and you can create this layering effect of people moving and on flat, static backgrounds with long perspectives. And I could stand there for hours shooting street photography there. All right, what's the best way to discover new photographers today?
You know, I still like to look at credits in magazines, but also, you know, there's, you know, tons and tons of places go on the internet. I mean, you probably see that too, like a lot of, you know, new journalists that come out.
Well, I think it's the only way my generation will be able to be discovered, because there are so few venues for us to display work now. The problem is that I think a lot, and specifically with, I think anybody who's young, who's trying to get into the business, we let people take advantage of us. So, like, you know, there are publications who have high viewership that will show the work and will pay you $25, you know? And so people trade away, say, oh, I'll take the exposure because I need it, but we undervalue ourselves, and, you know, no one gets paid. And it's a really tough kind of, you know, decision to make when you're starting your career. Do you want to get paid because this is our job, this is how we, like, you know, versus getting your work out there?
Guys, thank you so much. Misha, you're a lovely friend and amazing artist, and thank you so much for coming and doing this today.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Ben, we are humbled by your good work that you're doing, and
Amazing.
sending it out to the world, and visually, just great work, great art, and just attach night goggles to your phone.
If only.
You're good all day.
If only.
Anyway,
Thank you for having me.
thank you for coming.
It's great.
Hi, I'm Mark Seliger on the set of Capture, and with me are the great photojournalist Ben Lowy and my friend Misha Baryshnikov, actor, dancer, and a very good photographer in his own right. Make sure that you don't miss a single episode of my show by clicking the subscribe button below, and leave a comment if you'd like, and of course share with your friends.